Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and we're back for Asaf Avidan. Always a treat. And thank you, big shout out to Orlev for buying me 10 coffees and requesting this as well as one more. He said, let's keep the ride on. I have 2 more Asaf Avidan songs for you. They will be more intimate than the last ones. Guys, I've been blown away by everything Asaf does, so be prepared for a ride. The first one is called the Labyrinth song. It's derived from Greek mythology, of which I don't know a ton about. We'll do the second one separately, so we'll wait for that. So I may need to pause this and try to do a little research depending on where it lands or what I learned from the lyrics. I do have the lyrics up if I need them, which I'm guessing I will. Asaf always has some complexities. But let's get right to it. This is the Labyrinth song. Wow, all those pages and pages.
Evening rises, darkness threatens to engulf us all, but there's a moon above, it's shining, and I think I hear a call. It's just a whisper through the trees, my ears can hardly make it out, but I can hear it in my heart vibrating strong as if she shouts, oh Ariadne, I'm coming, I just need to work this maze inside my head. I came here like you asked, I killed the beast, that part of me is dead. Ariadne, I just need to work this maze inside my head. If only I'd have listened to you when you offered me that thread.
Wow. Okay, so there's no doubt I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on this, guys, because I'm clueless what's going on, if I'm being honest with the lyrics. But I will say a couple things. One, musically, he's just playing a few chords and kind of moving between them, but it's mostly the strums moving through, and it's nonstop. And in fact, there was very little intro, and he went right to it. And he's mostly just strumming the same. It's got kind of a sustaining bass note that keeps the kind of the chordal movement in alignment, and just strumming through a kind of arpeggiating through the chords on the guitar, and right into the lyrics. And so the lyrics are just nonstop, essentially, almost monotone, and then he moves to different chords. Yeah, this is fascinating. This is a very different side of him. I know what you mean now by more intimate. But I'm going to go ahead and take a quick pause because, as I said, I'm lost with the lyrics and I need it. Okay, I've done a little bit of reading and I absolutely needed to do that. So apologies for my ignorance. But for those that aren't familiar, certainly you can look to skip past the next 20, 30 seconds. But I might do a little bit of reading. But the myth is the lyrics are taken directly from the myth, right? And so ultimately, it's kind of, and I've heard of this concept before, to be honest, but I don't really, I don't think I knew the names or anything, right? But it's the myth of, and I'm going to read a little bit, right? The myth of Ariadne and Theseus centers around Theseus, a hero who enters the labyrinth to slay the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature. Ariadne, daughter of King Minos of Crete, falls in love with Theseus and gives him a ball of thread to help him find his way out after killing the Minotaur. Theseus succeeds escaping the labyrinth with Ariadne's help. However, after promising to take her with him, Theseus abandons Ariadne on the island of Naxos while she sleeps. In some versions, she is later rescued and married to god Dionysus. And so the myth is often seen as a story of betrayal, wisdom, and lost guidance. And now this ties directly into kind of the same themes that we see here from this song, right? And so, for starters, she said, or he said, Ariadne, I'm going a little bit through all the lyrics at this point, not just what we've heard, just to kind of unpack it while we do this, right? But, offered him a thread, but he didn't listen. He said, if only I'd have listened to you when you offered me that thread, right? Part of the original myth. And, it's just this internal struggle rather than a physical maze. I think that's the key differentiator here, right? That part of me is dead. I need to work the maze out in my mind. It's a darker nature. His fear is his past self. So he's taken this myth of a physical maze and so forth, and the challenges associated with kind of the plot and turned it into a metaphorical struggle and challenge, right? Very, very fascinating. All right. I'm going to go all the way back, actually, at this point, because now I have a clue what's going on. And yeah, I have heard 1 minute of this, but I think it's going to begin to take on a little bit new meaning, at least for me. And, you're watching me react to it, so.
Evening rises, darkness threatens to engulf us all, but there's a moon above, it's shining, and I think I hear a call. It's just a whisper through the trees, my ears can hardly make it out, but I can hear it in my heart vibrate.
So I'm getting now the way that he's singing this and why it's arranged this way, right? Like he's showing this hope despite being almost ready and willing to give up and accept defeat. He's seeing the optimism in the situation and the moon, and I can see it at the edge, and it's there, and he's kind of almost smiling, but it's hard for him. He is just an expert at conveying emotions. And just the constant strumming, I think, just shows and demonstrates the complexity of the situation.
Oh, Ariadne, I'm coming, I just need to work this maze inside my head. I came here like you asked, I killed the beast, that part of me is dead. Ariadne, I just need to work this maze inside my head. If only I'd have listened to you when you offered me that thread. But everything is quiet, and I'm not exactly sure if it really was your voice I heard, or maybe it's a door that's closing off some hero's back on his track to be a man. Can it be that all us heroes have a path but not a plan? Oh, Ariadne, I'm coming, I just need to work this maze inside my mind. I wish I had that string, it's so damn dark, I think I'm going blind.
Wow.
Ariadne, I just need to work this maze inside my mind. For the life of me, I don't remember what I came to find.
Wow. So he's lost, right? That's why there's a maze. He's lost. For the life of me, I can't remember. Wow. This is so powerful. I love what he's done with this myth.
What I came to find. Now tell me, princess, are you strolling through your sacred grove? And is the moon still shining? You're the only thing I'm thinking of. The sword you gave me, it was heavy, I just had to lay it down.
Wow.
It's funny how defenseless I can feel here when there's nobody around. Oh, Ariadne, I'm coming, I just need to work this maze inside my heart. I was blind, I thought you'd bind me, but you offered me a charge. Ariadne, I just need to work this maze inside my heart. If I know that you could guide me, I'd have listened from the start.
Gosh, he's taken something incredibly complex, right? When you consider what he's doing of this myth, and you have to understand the myth, and then the musical element behind it, and then he's turned it into this metaphor, and it becomes kind of in his mind, and, you know, Ariadne's given him certain aspects like the sword that was too heavy on him, right? That might have been redemption or otherwise, and he's created this kind of generic abstract side of all of this. Yet, this is something that we can all relate to, right? And again, I don't talk much about cinematography when it comes to Asaf because usually it's just a camera on him. But this is where that close-up of him and, you know, what I just talked about, it being relatable and you can see and read his emotions intensifies the meaning of this song, because it truly becomes more relatable for everybody. And it becomes, what is the meaning that he's trying to convey? Well, what is the meaning? What does it mean to you? Right? How do you relate to that? That, to me, is actually what he's trying to demonstrate, is that we all struggle. We all have this internal struggle. And here in this particular case, it's over Ariadne, the metaphorical Ariadne, but it's the, his partner, his lover, and ultimately, or could even be a family member, again, however you interpret it. But they've given him a way out, and he's chosen not to take it. Right? Because oftentimes, the easy path, or the path often of most resistance, right, if offered, is something that we put up our guards, we get defensive, and it almost doesn't even matter, because that's how people tend to be sometimes, is no, I got this, or no, I'm not going to listen, or maybe there's lack of trust. There's so many different ways to interpret and slice this. Really fascinating. And yet again, we see an extremely different side of Asaf in terms of his delivery, in terms of his execution, right? He's very, very mild and reserved in terms of his vocal performance and his expressiveness. He's letting the lyrics do the talking. He's letting his occasional changes in vocal inflections, but mainly his face and his sentiment really do the talking here, right? And I feel like he's not wanting to give too much, because he wants you to interpret it in a way that helps you, right? How is this going to help you?
Is inside my heart. I was blind, I thought you'd bind me, but you offered me a charge. Ariadne, I just need to work this maze inside my heart. If I'd known that you could guide me, I'd have listened from the start.
Yeah, so and here he's changed it from the maze inside his head to the maze inside his heart, right? He's confused, he doesn't know, but if I had known you could guide me, I would have listened from the start. Just super powerful.
Guide me, I'd have listened from the start. Somewhere up there, midnight strikes. I think I hear the fall of little drops of water magnified against the barren wall. It's more a feeling than a substance, but there's nobody around. And when I'm in here all alone, it's just enough to let me drown. Oh, Ariadne, I was coming, but I failed you in this labyrinth of my past. Ariadne, let me sing you, and we'll make each other last. Ariadne, I have failed you in this labyrinth of my past. Ariadne, let me sing you.
Oh my gosh, right as I just say, he doesn't do much. He just completely changes it up. He changes the sound. He changes the timbre of his voice, right? The tone, the quality. He changes the emotion. He builds and gets dynamic and so forth. And I was feeling chills all over my body right after I just said he chooses not to. He absolutely changes that on me.
Strikes, I think I hear the fall.
So reserved, and just watch how he builds and then takes it right back down.
The barren wall. It's more a feeling than a substance.
Here we go.
But there's nobody around.
Listen to sound.
When I'm in here all alone, it's just enough to let
building.
me drown. Oh, Ariadne, I was coming, but I failed you in this labyrinth of my past. Ariadne,
and now he starts bringing it back down.
Now we'll make each other last. Ariadne,
oh, and he's almost crying now.
This labyrinth of my past. Ariadne, let me sing you, and we'll make each other laugh.
Beautiful.
singing, and we'll make each other laugh.
Again, he goes up. Wow. And I feel like I'm understanding the scenery now, too. When they showed kind of that abandoned type of building with the bricks and kind of almost destruction, almost sort of like a war zone, but it just seems like it's not maintained, with all of the pages and everything. It makes me think that all of these pages are attempts to try to organize the thoughts, to try to bring it together. Failed previous attempts, perhaps, in the lyrics or the way to say it, or it's a labyrinth. It can't put it together, right? It can't figure it out. Such a potent song. And again, the way that he has transformed this myth into this metaphorical abstraction, leaving it up for your interpretation, and then mostly being almost numb with his delivery. And then literally right when I say, he's choosing to do that, then he gives you a little bit of a, no, there's hints of emotion in there that really can come out. There's hints where you can kind of pierce it and dig into it. This is art. It makes you think. It makes you feel. And he is an absolute master at it. Thank you again, Orlev, for this request. Thank you all. Please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on it. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you much. And consider joining the channel. There's a join button on it where you can get early access to videos just like this. Thank you again, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.